Hey guys, it's Bridget from Open Chair Counseling, and today I want to talk a little bit about emotional regulation. So, this is a topic that came up when Adam and I were doing our Big Five Oceans personality assessment, if you happen to catch that video from a little while back. And we started to talk about emotions and how they impact our mental state and how they impact what's going on physiologically inside of our body and how that relates to our behavior and how we act out from some of our emotions. And I've noticed that there seems to be this common misconception that emotional regulation, regulating our emotions, means that we don't have them or we try to keep them to an absolute minimum. And I don't think that this is necessarily correct. I think that emotional regulation is being aware of what's happening in our body. So, what's the internal response we're having to an external stimuli? What are all the things that are happening in our brain? What kind of mood state is that putting us in? And how are we behaving as a result of that? An emotional response is kind of like a temporary stage, okay? It's kind of like we're visiting an emotion. We don't want to move in there. So, how do we allow ourselves to have an emotion? Notice what's happening in our bodies, put language to it. How would I describe this feeling and this mental state that I'm in? Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I happy? Am I frustrated? Whatever emotion, and there's hundreds and hundreds of words that you could use to describe the emotion, but how do I recognize what's happening? And then how do I allow myself to feel that emotion and be fully present with it, but not allow it to control my whole life? It might impact my behavior on a momentary basis or like a temporary time constraint, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be sad. What's not okay is allowing those emotions to completely take over your whole life and control your behavior for an extended period of time. So I like to use the analogy with my clients of trying to keep yourself from feeling an emotion is kind of like trying to hold back a sneeze, right? It's not really helpful, and it's probably not going to work in the long run. Like, holding back a sneeze, you might be able to do it for like a couple minutes, but eventually your body's got to do what your body's got to do. And sneezes are designed to get all of that like crud and allergens and dust and, all kinds of garbage out of your body. Like, that's the whole point of sneezing, is to eliminate that stuff from your body so that your body can be healthier and your body can function the way that it's meant to. So trying to hold back an emotion is kind of like trying to hold back a sneeze. It's probably not going to work for an extended period of time. And in the long run, it's really not going to do you any good, because you've got to have a way of kind of discharging that stuff and expressing it and getting it out. So this might be a good time to use a coping skill to help you kind of sort through, okay, how do I be calm? How do I be present with this emotion? Notice what's happening in my mental state. Notice what's happening in my body. Think through all of the things that maybe I want to do in this moment. And then from those options, sorting through what would be the best thing for me to do. And I'm going to do a whole series on what are coping skills, what are different kinds of coping skills, depending on what you need in the moment or how much time you have to devote to them. That's coming soon. But today we're just talking about, how do I emotionally regulate? How do I notice what's happening within me? What are some behavioral options I have? How do I visit that emotional state and experience it temporarily, be fully present with it, but then be able to healthily move forward and carry on with my life? So I hope that was helpful. If you have more questions about emotional regulation, or you have an idea of a way to explain it that's different than what I came up with, feel free to leave it in the comments so that we can help each other learn and grow and live happier, healthier lives. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Keep them to a minimum.